Hi, business owners, and welcome to the Leader Group's Unlocking Success, HR Strategies for a Thriving Workplace. Now, this channel is created solely for business owners that have little to no HR support and may need additional guidance. And so today we are going to talk about turnover rates and why it's important. Now, what are turnover rates? Well, turnover rates refer to the amount of employees that are leaving a company in a specific period of time. And so, why is it important for business owners, regardless of size, to look at their turnover rates? Well, for one, it impacts cost. Employee turnover can cost a business significantly due to the expenses that's associated with the turnover of the amount of employees that are leaving. And that includes recruiting costs, time to recruit, hiring, training, onboarding new employees. So you want to make sure that you look at your turnover rate to reduce the cost implications, productivity of loss. So when that employee, let's say they've been with you for a year, so you have a year's worth of work from this one individual. And that employee, whether they choose to leave or they were terminated, the loss of productivity that occurs when you bring on that new person, it may take time for that person to catch up to the person that's no longer there that committed a year worth of work at your place of business. And especially if you hire someone that didn't have the experience or skill set as the person before them, then you may also have a higher learning curve. So then that also adds to the productivity loss. So just remember that it takes more time to bring on board that new person to be efficient in their role. So company culture and morale, when you have high turnover at your place of business, it does impact employee morale and it does impact your culture. Your employees that are still there, they are seeing what may look to them as a revolving door. And so that may trigger employees that are currently there to start looking. So you definitely want to take a look and get in the habit of looking at your turnover rate. Turnover, high turnover, not only impacts your internal clients who are your employees, but it can also definitely impact your external client, your customers. If you have, let's say, a loyal customer and they're accustomed of getting a certain level of service from a particular employee or employees in a particular department, and then they realize, oh my goodness, every month or every other month, it's someone new, it's someone different. They may be told something different from what they're accustomed to. You may also lose potential customers due to high turnover. So you want to make sure that not only you're looking at your turnover rate, but you're also maintaining that culture, whatever that looks like, and know that your culture sets the tone not just for your internal clients or employees, but it also sets it for your external clients as well, your customers. Okay, you want to make sure that the customer service is still the same while you are maintaining your turnover. Okay, knowledge and expertise loss. Again, you're losing someone that has the knowledge of your process. They have the knowledge of your business, of who your customer base is. So keep that in mind because, again, culture does play into your turnover. Okay, so you want to make sure that culture within your business, within your company, within your organization is the culture that you want. And you've heard me talk about culture a lot in other videos, because it also goes to retention, retaining the employees you do have. Absent the culture you're looking for, absent a good retention process, you're going to have high turnover. Okay. Again, training costs. It takes money to train, but it's an investment. Okay. It's an investment in your employees. Lots of time businesses look at training and development as an expense. It is, but it's also an investment in your employees. You're investing in them to do the work and to help grow the business. That's what your employees do. Your employees help to grow your business. They are part of your brand, right? So look at it from the standpoint of it's an investment in your employees. It's an investment in your company. It's an investment in your brand. So while lots of companies, when they do have to cut costs, what's one of the first things go? Training and development. You want to hold on to the training because, again, you don't want to just have anybody, right, representing you, representing your brand, or providing good services and products to your customers. So training new employees, it does require time. So imagine you have invested not just the financial side of training, but the people side, the time. So again, high turnover does impact your training costs. If, especially again, high turnover, it's like it becomes a revolving door, and then that doesn't free you up to do the things that you should be doing as the president of your company, the CEO, whatever you call yourself within your organization. If you are constantly having to recruit, post jobs, onboard, train, it becomes a revolving door, and then it cuts into what you should be doing to elevate your company to the next level, because you're always having to replace people. Okay? And along those lines, hiring reputation. So every time you are posting for a particular position, you know, there are employees out there. They're looking at your company, they're looking at you, and they're like, oh, wow, that position is open again. It was just open a month ago. It was just open 3 weeks ago. And it's the same position. So, you know, high turnover rates can definitely damage your business's reputation as an employer. And I know that that's something that we typically don't look at, but you also need to look at that as well. Okay. Operational disruption. Yes. High turnover does does disrupt the flow of your operations, because now you have to stop, train this person, and whatnot. So it causes additional stress on your management team. It causes additional stress on your staff and your employees. And you may now, right, because your business may be of a particular size, so now you gotta go back hands-on, and that's not where you need to be as the leader of your organization. And then also, high turnover can impact legal and regulatory issues, right? It can lead to potential issues related to labor laws, contracts. So you definitely want to get a handle on that. Now, looking at your turnover rates and tracking it, it can provide insights into areas that you can improve on. It'll identify those areas that may be a challenge that you might need to set aside some time and say, okay, we need to look at this and see why we're having turnover in a particular department. Let's say it could be your manager, it could be someone, right? So when you track your turnover, it does help you to identify those challenge issues that you might need to take a longer look at. And then monitoring your turnover rates also helps with retention, right? And we talked about that earlier on. And then it helps you to develop a targeted strategy to help retain your employees. And then looking at that, long-term growth, because you do want to scale, right? So again, consistent high turnover can hinder your business from growing and from scaling. So you definitely want to take a look and make it a part of your process, of your CEO process, if you have that. So if every Monday morning you have, let's say, a budget meeting and you're looking at that, also include looking at your turnover rate at least once a month, once every 2 months, depending on the size of your company. You can do it as frequently as you'd like and as you're comfortable with. But what I'm saying is tie it in, make it a part of your process to look at your turnover rates, because it's going to help you to identify those areas that you may need to make a change. It might be a minor tweak. It could also be that if your team had a particular resource or tool to help the staff to do the work that they've been hired to do and that you need them to do, it may be that simple. So don't discount looking at your turnover rate and helping you to attract your ideal employee, retain the employees that you have, and to help continue to grow and scale your business. So I hope that this was helpful to you business owners out there. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video with others, or invite some of your business friends in your business community circles over to the Leader Group here on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and please, please, please do post your questions as well. I do answer questions. And don't forget to head on over to the website, theleadergroup.com, where you can download, I have 2 freebies right now, and you can download those for your use and sign up for our bi-monthly newsletter. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.